Namaste, dear listeners. Welcome to the IWA channel, Astro with Abhi, Oneness in Astrology and Spirituality, bringing in awareness by Abhi. I've got a question here, beautiful question. This is a question that I've gotten only once. This is from a aspiring astrologer, somebody that wants to practice astrology, who's been in it for the last 2.5, 3 years, I think. Yeah, no, 3, 4. Actually, going on to 4 years. Okay. So Habi, please can you tell me what are the yin and the yang in astrology? What planets are the yin, what planets are the yang, and what planets are neutral? Okay, I thought of doing this podcast because if I get questions like this from any aspiring astrologers, I will refer you straight into my podcast. So this is why I've opted to do this on a podcast as well. So I have answered the person. This person is on my monthly option. So I have guided him, and I'm also creating this podcast so that for to anybody that is an aspiring astrologer or somebody who just wants to further the skills, the wisdom around astrology and how energies work, this is the perfect place to get your answer. Okay, so every astrologer will be different based on his or her dimension of perception, based on their vibration. They will see things the way they how they vibrate, what frequency they want. So, but there are certain things that doesn't change, whether you sing it that way or not. It is there, like nature's law. You cut yourself, you bleed. Whether you believe you'll bleed or you don't believe you'll bleed, it doesn't matter. The reality is reality. So, I'd like to describe the masculine. But before I go into all of this, let's discuss all the planets first, chakras and planets. So there are many charts with chakras and the corresponding planets available. All of us have the same 10 planets in our natal chart. But based on your zodiac sign, they will manifest themselves in a completely different manner. So all of these planets fly through the various zodiac signs as they pass through the sky, and the energy plays out differently based on what sign they are in. Now, you're probably familiar with the names and positions of planets in our solar system, but let's just say, let's just refresh our memory. Let's act like we don't know. So, starting from the sun, there are 8 major planets in our solar system. I'd like to describe them as Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Yeah, that in that order. Now, the sun and moon are both they're both planets. I like to call them planets in astrology, or they can be referred to as the luminaries, light giving. But in fact, based on my view, all the planets are light givers. They are all luminaries. Of course, in the astronomical sense, we know that these are not planets. The sun is a star. However, they are going to be included in the final chakra planet chart. So I will include it as a luminary and a planet. So the planets in the solar system can be classified into 3 groups based on the energy properties, the yin and the yang, and the neutral. So let's look at the first group of planets, which is the yang. The yang is always the masculine. The yang is always Liu Kang. You know Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat? Liu Kang is a male. Active masculine. The sun, Mars, Jupiter, Pluto. Masculine. So this is the active masculine group. And then you've got the passive feminine group, which is the yin, the moon, Venus, Saturn, Neptune. So already we can see 8 planets broken down into 2 separate groups. Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Pluto, the active masculine group, and the passive feminine group, the yin, moon, Venus, Saturn, Neptune. Oh, but Abhi, Saturn is the god of karma. You know, it's a masculine. Sun and Saturn are polar opposites. You know, Sun is very far away from Saturn. Saturn is very far away from the Sun. Sun is light, Saturn is dark. Already you can see the difference. Let's not look at woman and male. Let's not look at it like that. The yin and yang shouldn't be looked at it like that as a physical. Then we've got the neutral group of planets, which is Uranus, Mercury, and Earth. Earth is neutral. It's the base. It's the neutral. The nothingness. The either neither. So we in the planet, or we in the dimension where we can make do with, based um, on our free will, on our choices, we can either shift towards the left or the right, the left the feminine or the right the masculine. Even though you have your ruling planet in your natal chart, which is either yin or yang, but it's your choice as to how you want to shift your energies based on your thoughts, your words, your actions. All right. Now, if we have to look at the medium center, which is the earth, the active masculine is always the sun on the right, and the passive feminine is always the moon. And then if you come down, you've got Mercury, and then on the right, you've got Mars, and the left, you've got Venus. If you come down, you've got Jupiter on the right, and you've got Saturn on the left. Saturn is always the inverted sign of Jupiter. Then you come down, you've got Pluto on the right, and you've got Neptune on the left. And then you've got obviously the Uranus and tail nodes and all of that. But I'm not going to go too much into um, chakras and all of that. But you understand the yin and yang. This podcast is purely on the yin and yang in the planets. Let's go a bit deeper and explain the masculine chakras. So we know that yang is the masculine. The first chakra, the root, the root chakra is governed. If you look at it, it's masculine. Fight or flight mode. A lot of animals are in this dimension. A lot of humans also. The third chakra, the solar plexus. Yeah, the solar plexus. Now we know that the yang is Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto. So the third chakra, the solar plexus chakra, and the fifth chakra, the throat chakra, is the masculine. The feminine chakras, or so the masculine is the odd chakras, and the feminine is the even chakras. The second, the fourth, and the sixth. 1, 3, 5 is masculine. 2, 4, 6 is always feminine. Right? I like to explain 7 as nothingness. 7 is the balance. So if you look at 7, the sign of Libra is balancing both sides. So 1, 3, 5 is always masculine. 2, 4, 6 is always the feminine. So 1, 3, 5 is the yang, and 2, 4, 6 is always the yin. So the second chakra, the sacral chakra, the fourth chakra, obviously the heart chakra, and the sixth chakra, the third eye chakra, is the feminine. The Shakti in the third eye. So every planet and each of our chakras also have a different color associated with it, which I've done on my previous podcast. But you see, as aspiring astrologers, if you look at it, when you look at planets in the solar system, you must not look at the colors that they are giving you there. It's false colors. Because those pictures are taken through very special photographic filters to give it actual colors. You must go in your meditation and see what colors the chakras are within you. Then you will know what the colors of the planets, or the planes of reality, or the dimensions of existence. What you see is what you see. Some of you might see your root chakra as dark red. Some of you might just see it as red. Some of you might see it blood red. Some of you might even find it orange. Some of you might not see anything. Don't focus too much on colors. I'd like to explain this in the beginning stages, when you're looking at the yin and the yangs of the planets. You're trying to understand it. The 135s, the 246s. The 246 is obviously the yins, and the 135 is obviously the yangs, the masculine. You must always remember it like this here. Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Pluto, the yang, the active masculine, and passive feminine, the yin, the moon, Venus, Saturn, and Neptune. Always know Earth, Mercury, and Uranus is always the neutral group. So I hope this podcast helps you on your journey and your progress in astrology. Jai Shri Ram. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Shri Krishna and Haribol. Thank you very much.